might surpass some LED lighting. So I'm just saying, be aware. Don't stay away from, but just be aware of all this and try to take it all into account before you pull the trigger on it. Here's where LEDs kind of shine a little bit, and we talked about this, the downlight efficiency. So this is the efficiency of the entire product, the finished product. And even though they started out way down here, the LED lights, maybe the LEDs themselves, when you put them in a fixture in the right configuration, they could end up with an overall fixture efficacy that's higher than any other product. But they're not significantly higher. So make sure you consider what the first cost is and really run the life cycle cost of that product before you make that decision.
Eventually, the fact that they don't have mercury is going to be a huge.
Yeah. Well, they're also reducing the mercury level in the CFLs tremendously.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point. I didn't talk about that, but thank you for reminding me. We at the university we buy as low as we can afford, whatever on the fixtures, and I'm sure many of you do, the green labeled fluorescents and such. But we also go ahead and recycle those, even though we're not required to recycle those. I think it's a good thing. So I encourage you to look at that, because it's not very expensive to recycle those, and it's actually a good thing to do.
Is there a new spec coming out that has the lower mercury?
I'm not aware of one. I don't know.
But are you marked in any way? Or?
But yes, they are labeling them. They label them now. This
Okay.
CFLs you're talking about, yeah, they do talk about that. You can buy low mercury containing ones already. And I don't know if there's going to be like a green label like there was with the linears or not. I haven't heard that, but I suspect there will be, from all the bad press coming from the CFLs being dropped and such. So now I wanted to touch on a couple of real projects that we've done at the university. This is a lighting garage, a parking garage, the first one we did where we relit it. This is also the first garage we built on campus. So this is kind of small for us. It's an 800 space garage. We had these 150 watt high pressure sodium fixtures in here, pendant mounted, and they did a reasonably good job, but you can see how bad the color rendition is. I mean, can anyone tell me what color these cars are? And you have no clue. And that's typical of that high pressure sodium, and low pressure sodium being even worse. And so I thought there would be an opportunity, and I tasked one of my guys with finding a one-for-one replacement product. So he looked at all kinds of things. He looked at changing the lamp in this fixture was the first thing he did quite a bit. He spent a lot of time looking for CFLs that would screw in there, and LEDs that would screw in there that would produce a certain light pattern and everything. We weren't really happy with any of that. We ended up going with a single T5 light fixture. So we changed the entire fixture. We found a local supplier. These things are manufactured in Sanford, and right here in Central Florida. We purchased 400 of them directly from the manufacturer, and our total installed cost, $65,000. That's completely, all the labor is paid for, everything. We didn't use our in-house labor. We used a contractor, and we purchased the fixtures. We improved the CRI from, I would say, less than 25 to at least 85 is what the rating of those new lamps are, and you can now see the colors. So the police now can see, car colors and people and things like that a lot better than they could before when they're trying to find somebody. This is what the results of it were. The first month, October, I think we were still involved in the retrofit. The retrofit wasn't completely done. So here's the real results. We lowered the power density by about half, a little bit more than half, and we're on track now. The green line shows the total savings over time, and we're on track for about a 1.1 year payback on that investment. So now we've gone and we're doing all four of the other large garages on the interior of campus. We've got, we did F, we're doing A, B, C, and D right now.
Flawless glare. Also, the high pressure sodium produces a lot of glare.
Mm-hmm.
And those fixtures that you use in our garage too.
The high pressure sodium?
Well, we went from that to we actually used T8s.
Okay.
But
yeah, we tried T8 as well, and it ended up on T5. Yeah.
But the glare is also gone too.
Yeah. That's another really good point. You're right. Yeah, the police just love them. I mean, to be able to see around in there now that they couldn't see before.
Security cameras better?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's another really good point. Yeah. Because they work just like your human eye or whatever. So another project. is a gymnasium. This is the original arena that the campus had. It was about a 2,000 seat arena that was, I don't know, built, oh, there it is, 91, built in 91. We recently built a new one in front of it that's about a 10,000 seat larger arena. And so this is we went back and retrofitted the older one. Well, first they kind of remodeled it quite a bit. They took the upper levels seating and they made them 2 practice basketball courts. So now the entire facility is used for pretty much for practice basketball and volleyball. So this is one of those upper courts that's brand new that we went in there and we removed the metal halide, and we didn't do a one-for-one replacement here. We installed more fixtures than what we had before. I don't know how many more. And then on the corridor areas was where we removed lamps. So we didn't talk so much today about that, but we're a big proponent of reducing lighting when it makes sense, you know, when we're measuring the right light levels. And so in this case, we removed 334 lamps out of the project, retrofitted another 485. And this is the results of it. See, these are not nearly as dramatic as the parking garage, but this is on track for about a 2-year payback on this project, which is more typical for our lighting projects and more what I think you guys would see when you get out there in the field.
Did you keep the light levels the same, or did you?
No, they're a little bit higher because of the standards went up. The athletic standards have changed, and so we met the new standard. And the coaches just love it. The coaches and players, they just can't say enough about it. Every time we see them, they're talking about that, how improved that lighting is.
Did you say what band did you use in the T5s?
No, T8s. And they were highly reflective fixtures. So we got the best of the polished aluminum reflectors in there. And we also installed occupancy sensors in there. So from that high bay up there, I don't know what that is, 20 some feet ceiling or whatever, where we have ceiling mounted sensing, where it's all or nothing. I mean, there's multiple sensors in there, and as soon as one sees somebody, it turns them all on. So, and that's the results. We're real pleased with the results we're seeing. And then the last study thing I've got here is this Rosen College. This is down on International Drive area. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but this is where the university teaches hospitality management degrees, and so this is not typical of our academic buildings. If you've been on our main campus, this is not what they all look like. These a little bit more upscale, but yeah, but the interior is very typical, and so that's why I'm showing it. It's a typical office environment, and we really worked with the interior office spaces and classrooms here. We retrofitted nearly 1,000 fixtures and found 1,000 lamps that were not needed in this project that we're able to remove. And we did a little bit of LED where we found some down lighting in the corridors and some architectural lighting that we changed from 50-watt MR16s to 4 watts. And again, we had really positive feedback from the faculty, staff, and students down there about what this has done for the environment in the space. And so again, I want to encourage you. It's all about productivity, trying to raise that. It's much more important than the energy savings in the long run. And I think they can both be done simultaneously. And this is the kind of results we're seeing there. This is more like a 1-year payback on this project. So a lot of the labor on this was done with the in-house maintenance. It wasn't done by the contracting. So it just depends on the mood of the maintenance staff at the moment, whether they want to get involved or not, or whether, and then their workload as well. So in this case, they were willing, so we took advantage of that.
Is that burden